There are some pains that don't leave marks on the body, but slowly destroy the soul. Amara was only 28 years old, yet her face carried a sadness that made her look far older than she really was. The brightness she once had was gone, replaced with a quiet emptiness that no one could truly understand. People saw her and wondered what she had been through, but no one ever imagined that the man she called her husband was the reason her life had turned into something she could barely recognize. It didn't start that way. Before the pain, before the tears, before the fear, there was love, or at least something that looked so much like love that no one could tell the difference. Daniel came into Amara's life like a blessing she had prayed for. He was everything she thought a good man should be. Kind, patient, attentive. He listened when she spoke, cared about the little things, and made her feel like she mattered in a way she had never experienced before. He made her laugh, made her feel safe, and slowly became the center of her world. With Daniel, everything felt easy. Too easy, but she didn't question it. When a heart has been searching for love, it doesn't stop to doubt it when it finally arrives. It simply accepts it. And so she did. She gave him her trust without hesitation. She gave him her heart without fear. And when he asked her to spend forever with him, she said yes without looking back. To her, it was the beginning of a beautiful life. But in reality, it was the beginning of something else entirely. At first, nothing seemed wrong. The marriage felt normal, peaceful even. But slowly, almost in ways too small to notice, things began to change. Daniel started coming home late. At first, he had reasons: work, stress, responsibilities. Amara believed him because she had no reason not to. But as time went on, the excuses became less convincing and the distance between them grew wider. Then came the drinking. It started occasionally, just a way to relax after a long day, but soon it became a habit, and that habit became a lifestyle. Nights grew longer and colder. The man who once rushed home to see her now avoided being around her. The warmth in his voice faded, replaced with irritation and silence. Conversations became shorter, then disappeared completely. Amara began to feel alone in a house that was supposed to be filled with love. Then, one night, everything changed. Daniel came home late again, but this time something was different. The smell of alcohol was stronger, his movements unsteady, his presence unsettling. Before Amara could even understand what was happening, anger took over him. The first time he hit her, it didn't feel real. It felt like a mistake, like something that wasn't supposed to happen, like something he would regret. But he didn't, and it didn't stop. What started as one moment turned into many. Nights became something Amara feared. The sound of the door opening filled her with anxiety instead of comfort. She began to live in constant tension, never knowing what version of Daniel would walk in. She cried almost every night. Quiet tears at first, then deeper, heavier sobs that no one else could hear. She would sit alone, holding herself, whispering words she didn't even fully understand. "This is not the man I married." She repeated it over and over again, as if saying it enough times would somehow bring the old Daniel back. But he never came back. The man she fell in love with slowly disappeared, and in his place was someone cold, harsh, and unrecognizable. At 28, Amara looked like she had lived through decades of pain. The life in her eyes was gone, her smile had faded, even her reflection in the mirror felt like a stranger. There was no joy left in her life. Only survival. And then, as if the pain she was already enduring was not enough, Daniel crossed a line that shattered what little hope she had left. He started bringing another woman into their home. Not in secret, not with shame, but openly, as if it meant nothing. The same house that was supposed to be a place of love became a place of humiliation. A place where Amara's heart broke over and over again. She cried, but her tears meant nothing to him, because Daniel no longer cared. The home itself began to feel heavy, almost suffocating. Not just emotionally, but spiritually. It was as if something dark had taken over the space, leaving no room for peace. Amara turned to the only place she thought she could find comfort: God. Every night she prayed. She prayed through her tears, she prayed through her pain, she prayed for things to change, for the man she loved to return, for her life to make sense again. But even in that, she found no peace, because Daniel would complain. Her prayers disturbed him. Her cries irritated him. He wanted silence, control, and nothing that reminded him of responsibility or guilt. While Amara stayed awake at night seeking God, Daniel spent his nights in bars, drowning himself in alcohol and everything that pulled him further away from who he once pretended to be. There was no balance in their home, no unity, no light, only darkness. One day, unable to carry the weight any longer, Amara made a decision. She went to see a pastor. Not because she was strong, but because she was tired. Tired of crying, tired of questioning, tired of living a life she no longer understood. When she finally spoke, everything poured out of her. The love she once felt, the pain she now lived with, the confusion that had taken over her mind. For the first time in a long time, someone truly listened. And the truth she heard was not easy to accept. She had entered a marriage without seeing clearly. She had followed what felt good instead of seeking what was right. What she believed was love blinded her to things she should have questioned. And the man she thought she knew was never truly who he showed himself to be. And so, slowly, it began to make sense. Not everything that looks like love is love. Not every kind gesture comes from a good heart. And sometimes, people don't change after marriage. They simply stop pretending. That realization broke her, but it also opened her eyes. For the first time, Amara stopped asking, what happened to him? And started asking, why did I ignore the signs? Because deep down, somewhere in the beginning, there had been moments she didn't understand. Things she brushed aside, feelings she chose to silence. And now she was living with the result of those choices. Amara finally understood something that many people learned too late. Love is not just about how someone makes you feel in the beginning. It is about who they consistently show themselves to be over time. And sometimes, the person you trusted with your heart was never real from the very start.